Good morning, students. Am I audible? Okay. So, in the last lab, we had completed up to chapter number 4, that is the regarding various system feature of your SRS, right? Now, today we'll see the chapter number 5, that is other non-functional requirement, in which you need to specify the requirement which must be there along with your project, but those are not required to be functional. Say for example, if you are measuring efficiency, if you are measuring various security constraint, throughput of your application, so these are the even required activities, right? But that cannot be functional activities of your application. So those type of activities you can measure, you can write down over here. You might have the similar requirements regarding your project, right? Like performance, support, security, availability, maintainability. So this you may refer in your system as well. So that is when you can keep same non-functional requirement for your project. That is fine. Okay. Now, once we are done with this chapter number 5, you can mention the other requirements with neither functional nor non functional. So, that is like logical database requirement. So, again, this is optional if you are keeping database kind of scenario, you can mention, otherwise, not required to mention. After that, you can keep this appendix, where appendix is nothing but whatever abbreviation you had used in your entire project, like short form, right? So those all you can analyze over here, and here you can mention the full form for the same. Say for example, if we had used DB, so that is database. That if we had used RAM in the hardware requirement, then you can mention the full form. Okay, so this is appendix where you are mentioning abbreviation and its interpretation. Okay. The last that we are starting with the UML diagrams, as I had earlier discussed. In the UML diagram, one you had already seen, that is ER diagram. Okay, ER diagram you had learned in your DBMS subject. In this particular subject, we'll learn class diagram, sequence, state diagram, activity diagram, DFD, that is data flow diagram, in which we are having level 0 diagram, level 1 and level 2. Okay, so the very first one is the class diagram. So here they have prepared this class diagram for the railway reservation, where the first task is you need to write down the class name. After that, its attributes, okay, like it is having ID, title, and description. And after that, various operation that you are able to perform on this class. Okay, so let me show you how to compute this class diagram. Just a minute. Is this virtual paradigm site is visible? Okay. So we'll refer various UML diagrams from the virtual lab itself, but in that virtual lab we are not having this class diagram, so we are referring this particular site for the same, right? I found this is a somewhat better site to explain this class diagram. Okay, so let's start. So first we'll see the generalized scenario, like UML diagram types. So there are mainly two types of diagram. One will represent the structure of your application. One will represent the behavior, right? So this class diagram is used to represent the structure of our system. And if you are using use case, activity, state diagram, that all will see, okay? So those are used to represent the behavior of your system. Now in this class diagram, okay, so these are the four purpose you can consider. It is used to show the static structure. I will paste this link in over here. So later on even you can refer. Okay, fine. It is used a basic notation for other structure diagram prescribed by UML, helpful for developer and other team members. Business analytics can use class diagram to model system from a business perspective. Fine. Actually, theory will not ask, but for sure in the exam, example can be asked. Like say for example, for restaurant management system, for library management system, draw the class diagram. This kind of question can be asked. So now in this class diagram, we are having mainly these two things. One is set of classes. So this can be considered as a classes. This is one class, this is another class, this is third class, this is four class. So we can represent the relationship among different classes. Apart from that, yes, we can represent the relation. Now what is class? So class is description of group of object all with similar role in this system which consists of, so say for example user can be one class. Teacher can be one class, right? Admin can be one class because in user will have similar like say for example student can be one class. So student are similar type of structure we are having. So what type of attributes we can mention? Enrollment number, GR number, roll number, name, email ID. Those are the attributes. And what type of activities we are able to perform? Add user, delete user, update, modify, change the name, right? So this can be the activities, right? So yes, it is consist of attributes and operation. So attributes that means represent the state of an object of class, a description of the structure or static feature of class, like enrollment number, roll number are the feature of student class. Okay. And operation that means define the way in which object may interact. Operation or description of behavior or dynamic feature of class. Say for example, modify the student name. So that is kind of operation, or you may consider dynamic feature that we can allocate to a particular class. Now, how will use various notation? So, class notation consists of three parts. One is class name, attributes, and operation. Likewise, class name, various attributes, and operation. Okay, you can distinguish them with this line. Right? Okay, they have given one example. You can see. My class is a class name. Integer, float, circle, various attribute we can mention. After that, various operation 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that is fine. Okay. Now, what other type of relation you can mention? So, the one is inheritance, or you can say generalize. Say, for example, it is like a easy relationship. An abstract class name is shown in the italic. Subclass 1 and subclass 1 are the specialized of superclass. Say for example, we are having computer engineering, so that is superclass. Now if we are having AI, that is artificial intelligence, big data, so this both can be represented as a subclass, yes or no? Okay. So for that you can use this type of arrow. So when you are having such type of scenario, you can mention this relation, but always it is not compulsory to mention. You can simply use simple arrow, right? When we are not having such kind of relation. After that, simple association. So here you can see, if you are not having that specialized, generalized scenario, you can directly mention this scenario. That is fine. Okay. Now the third one is the aggregation. Special type of association. It represents a part of relation. class 2 is a part of class 1. So that can be represented like this. In many instances of class 2 can be associated with class 1. So for that you can use this star. Everyone getting? Here we had not used star, but here we are using star. That means many of the attributes we are approaching towards the class 1. Okay, fourth one is the composition. That is like object of class 2 live and die with class 1. So if you are removing that particular instance from class 1, it is automatically removed from class 2. Okay, so that can be represented with this solid line. Dependency, if it is dependent on class 1 is dependent on class 2, you can mention like this. Okay, fine. Now you can see this example. I have taken example of spreadsheet. I hope you are aware this concept spreadsheet that we are referring in the Google. Yes or no? This is spreadsheet. Whatever sheet is opening like this. My screen is visible, right? So this is spreadsheet, right? Fine. So it is having sale, expression and values. These are the considered as a sale, whatever you are keeping, whatever format you are allocating on this, that is treated as a various operation. So this is one example you can refer. Shall we move further? Okay. 3 for visibilities. If plus sign, that means it is denoted as a public attributes. Say for example, phone number you don't want to be public, right? So that you can keep as a private. But say for example, email or enrollment number, you can refer as a public entity, right? Then hash denote as a protected attribute, and this minus denote as a package attributes of your or operation. So you can see that I had used over here. Here, but we had not kept name of attributes. So you might not getting, but likewise you can write. Okay? Fine. Example of aggregation, you can see. Computer is having 3 parts. These all are coming from the computer. Same way CPU consists of cache memory, ALU and program counter. So we can use this thing. No issue. Later on you can refer this link one more time. Let me show you various examples. Okay, let me show you that railway reservation that will be more correct and easy to understand. Just a minute. Sorry. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can see here one class is user class where we are having detail regarding our user. So what type of attributes? ID, role, name, email ID, date of birth, and address. Now, what type of operation we can perform? Add user, edit, delete, and search. Ticket can be one class, booking can be one class, payment can be one class, role can be one class, permission can be one class, train, customer. In short, whatever is the module that you are referring in your own project, everything can be treated as an individual class. As well as we have tried to give various relationship over here. So I will show you this slide over here. Okay, and I had already pasted that link, right? So whatever aggregation I had used over here, the same you can relate with help of this example. Once you are clear with this diagram, try to start preparing diagram for your own project. Okay? Chapter number 5, 6, which are very similar, and most of the things you need to copy. After that, you can start with this class diagram. If you want to see chapter 5 and 6, then let me know. Okay? But first, try to see this. Try to obtain your diagram in your book, then convert them into the report, right? And to draw such kind of diagram, you can use Visual Studio. Just a minute, let me see. I will tell you. Just a second, students. My screen is visible. Okay. So you can see over here, there is one tool called Visio. Okay, not Visual Studio, but Visio, right? So you can download that tool. or else you can see the video how it is useful, right? So here they have given like a total description about that. It is quite good tool, right? But right now I am not having that. Sorry, I'm not having that setup with me. But you can download, right? After that, one is that free available tool that is online visualparadigm.com, where you can simply click on this open diagram, and here it is all type of diagram: activity, accounting flow chart, Alibaba Cloud, general, agile tool, business model, so many diagrams. Okay. So here is as we want to draw the class diagram, you can write down class diagram. Okay. So here it is like some of the feature of class diagram.
Ma'am, one is creately.com. Maybe we can do these things from there also.
Sorry, one is
Creately, Creately.
creately.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. It is free.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, on Visual Paradigm, we cannot take it as a PDF. We have to click the screenshot, but here we can take it out as a PDF, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. Fine. Then it is good. So at least you should know some of the tool, right? There is one more that is, I just forgot the name, but it is not, I mean, it is free for 1 or 2 months. So that we cannot use. Fine. So here from this, you can take a new and you can start drawing. Okay. I hope that is familiar for you, how to start or everything. Fine. You can just drag and drop like this. Okay. Fine. So everyone getting in short what you want to do in this? Okay, fine. Let me show you that example first. In our UG and PG time, we are using this Visio, right? Actually, Visio 2007, because in 2013 model, um, there was some drawback. So we were using 2007 model. But right now we are having updated version of that Visio as well. So you can refer if you are comfortable, then you can download that setup and do in that. That is more appropriate, right? But if this online tool is comfortable, then no need to download. That is fine. Okay. And let me show you that example. Fine. Start preparing students. Okay, student, write down your enrollment number. Then after you can leave the meet, but please try to complete class diagram, and I know you require 2 hours for that, okay? So please utilize this time.